participants. Today we will have the meeting for 1.5 hours. We will not take too much of your time, but we will give you a handful of tips how to apply to the program and what to expect from the HLI program. As you saw, the meeting is recorded, so the recording will be available later on if you would like to watch and if you missed out some parts. And for the people also who tried to join, we received a lot of messages that people who wanted to join will not be able to join, maybe because of the time frames, because HLI is accepting applications from all over the world, and some people are sleeping now in some part of the world. So we will have the recording going on, and also we will have the such kind of rule. We would like to see all your faces. The 3 fellows from the last year program are opening their faces: Sushmita, Carlos, and me. We will be speaking with you, and we would be really happy to see your faces when we speak. So for the people who are in a convenient position, please open your faces, your cameras. We would like to see you. And in this part, I would like to mention that we will today have 2 speakers, Sushmita from Nepal and Carlos from Brazil. First of all, I will try to shortly present myself. I'm Edward Grigorian from Armenia. I'm last year fellow. I participated in HLI program in the last year in July from 1st to 23rd. I was in San Diego, and I would say that it was one of the best experiences in my life. I've participated in many projects, but this one gave me not only knowledge and skills, but also a big sense of family all over the world. I would pass the words to Sushmita from Nepal to present herself.
Okay, am I audible? Yeah. Hi everyone,
Yeah.
Namaste. My name is Sushmita Ghimire. I'm from Nepal, a beautiful country located in South Asia. So yeah, I'm also a Hansen Fellow 2024, and as Edward said, it was the best experience and the best time of my life so far. And like whenever I'll recall the summer of any year, I will definitely say that the summer of 2024 was the best summer of my life till date. And I'm very glad that all of you have joined us today, and we are looking forward to have meaningful and engaging conversations. And yeah, I'd like to pass the floor to my friend Carlos.
Hello everyone, I'm Carlos. I'm from Brazil. Here I'm a lawyer and activist in order to house rights and human rights. And I participated of this Hansen Leadership Institute program this year, and it was an amazing experience. I could say that one of the best of my life. I met a lot of great people and amazing, and I will share my experience during this section. And if you have any concerns and any questions, you can ask for us even after these sections.
Thank you very much, guys, for presenting yourself. And as we already know our speakers, I would like to make it interactive and understand what is the audience that is listening to us. First of all, I will ask questions. If you find that it's related to you, you can raise your hand. There is an option in the Zoom to raise the hands. If you don't know, you can ask in the chat. We will answer. So the first question is, have you ever heard about Hansen Leadership Institute program besides the session? You can raise your hands if you have heard. If you don't know how the function works, it's like, yes, I see the first hand. I don't know if people heard about it, but yeah, second hand. Interesting. If people didn't hear about the program, it's a great chance, because this would be a huge opportunity for everyone to listen about the HLI program from the first-hand experience of the participants. Okay, thank you very much for answering. Also, we would like to know the age of our audience. If you are between 20 to 25 years old, you can raise your hands. I see already the hands. Perfect. A lot of hands. Okay. Great. Perfect. Thank you very much for your answer. And the last question would be, have you already been to USA? Have you visited the US before? Okay, great. Thank you very much for your answers. And to understand what people are joining us, what nations, what countries, I would ask you to write your country name and send the flag of your country in our group chat so that everyone will see which countries, which nations are joining the Zoom call. I believe now we have many people from different corners of the world joining us. In the meanwhile, I invite you to watch all together a beautiful video that was created after the AGLI program in 2024. And you will see me, Shushmita, Carlos, and 17 other fellows who have participated in AGLI program last year in the video. And it is the emotional video that every time makes me feel emotional because it has a lot of memories and emotions in it. And for the question part, the last remark, we will have all the questions gathered at the end, and we will have Q&A session at the end because the questions you ask may be addressed later on during the session. So we will address all of them at the end of the session. Now enjoy the video. Just a second.
When I applied to this program, I thought, first of all, I didn't think that I was going to get in.
I nearly didn't apply. I thought my application wasn't good enough.
Last year I was waitlisted, so I basically was praying every night saying, choose me, pick me.
And I applied on the last day before the deadline.
And I was thinking, do I have chance of being selected? But as you can see, I'm here.
Every day we went through a new experience.
The challenge course, classes, professors, the ocean, our outdoors activities. But truly speaking, the most outstanding are the people that I met here.
The opportunity to hear about everyone's country, their culture, their norms, their religion, and just their day-to-day life was very insightful for me.
Aside from the classes, the training, the fact that I get to build friendships that will probably last a lifetime. That is exciting.
I never thought that I will be able to connect with all of them so well that I will end up saying that I have so many different homes all across the world.
I haven't expected that I will have a group of very close friends that I see as my little family here.
What surprised me was that how open and vulnerable we have become towards each other. And I guess this is the magic of this community and this program.
We bonded through vulnerability, and that actually reinforced my belief that behind every great leader, there's a team that makes the wonder happen.
I was coming here ready to learn about the world from the story of the other fellows, from their experience, their perspective. What was unexpected is I think I learned and discover more about myself as well.
I thought this was just gonna be workshops, and it turned out to be spiritually and emotionally healing too.
You surrounding yourself with people that have initiative. They want to change the world.
This program has been such a life-changing and eye-opening program for me.
It's a special moment for everyone to realize that people around us are the same.
Even though we are from different cultures, different continents, we have so much in common.
If you are watching this video, you are probably about to fill out the application form, or at least you are considering it. Don't overthink, just do it.
Trust in your potential, trust in your conflict, trust in your history.
Apply, apply, apply. Regardless your career, your profession.
You have something to bring to the table.
Just give it a try and apply.
Stop overthinking. Just click on that submit and cross your fingers, watch it happen.
Share your story because the world deserves your story. The world deserves you.
As I said, you could see on our faces how emotional we get every time watching this video, because we remember the 3 weeks in San Diego, and we remember all the emotions and memories that we have created all together. Now, I will pass the word to Carlos, who will speak about the HLI. What is the HLI overall? And he will give us the overview that we will expand later on the slides. Please, Carlos.
Yeah. Well, the Hansen Leadership Institute is a program for people to bring something to the table. I mean, it's a program for leaders. So it doesn't mean that you need to be leader of an organization or a leader for something that people consider big, like UNESCO or ONU or something like that. Leadership means that you are different and you want to make a difference, regardless where you are. It could be in your community, it could be in your country, it could be everywhere, even at your home. So this program is focused on leaders and developing leaders for the next generation. And during this program, we learn through workshops about conflict management and seminars about cultural exchanges and so on. You learn about different aspects of the world. I mean, I'm from Brazil and I have my own culture, but during this program, I could reach another culture that I didn't even know that or the first time that I went to
Carlos, your voice is getting cut.
United States, and I met people from everywhere, like Armenia, Nepal, Kyrgyzstan. I mean, leadership is different from everyone. So I learned a lot about with this program. I think this is the internet. Hear me? Yeah?
Got cut for a moment. Now it's better, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So during this program, we'll have training in ethical and visionary leaderships. We overcome challenges based on our own weaknesses. We learn to share our own feelings to become a good leader. We'll have mediations from different aspects of life and different situations, real life situations. And we'll have to emphasize that this program emphasize the international cooperation. So when you come back to your own country, you'll need the other fellows that you had during this program. So it's a good opportunity to make good, not only network, but build real connections that I think that the world needs real connections with everyone because everyone needs everybody. So this program teaches you that about being a good leader and be a good person in real life. So I think that that's resonates what's Hansen leadership's about, not only for me, but what was taught for us.
Thank you very much for great presentation, Carlos. You passed us the vision of the HLI. Now we can go to more details, and I will pass the ball to Sushmita to do the program overview. It's really hard to combine it in a short, like 5 minutes part, but try to do it, Sushmita.
Okay, definitely. Thank you, Edward. So, hi everyone. Agile definitely is a very great opportunity. It's a life-changing opportunity, I must say. And while talking about the program takes place in University of San Diego, a beautiful place located in California, USA. And that's definitely like you guys are gonna enjoy the best summer of all your life till date. I can assure you that. So the program takes place for 3 weeks, and the fellowship generally it starts from 1st of July to 22nd of the July, and during the 23rd we are supposed to leave our home, like definitely our home, the place where we have created a life-changing memories, where we have met friends across the world, and definitely our like supervisor, our director, and everyone. Like it's a place where like that's actually our home, and we have to say bye bye to our home at the end of 22nd, at the end of 23rd of July. So yeah, definitely the program is about 3 week fellowship program where we will have the opportunity to learn about leadership, about the how the conflict resolutions and mediations can take place all around the world, and how a single person can make a difference in the entire world. So yeah, that's probably the overall program overview. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sushmita. The next part, I would ask Carlos to present how program curriculum works. What did we do during these 3 weeks?
Yeah, well, this program is amazing. It's very complete, and I didn't know that we would learn such an amazing things. First, about leadership, of course, like our own styles. We needed to share our story and our bio or something like that. And after that, we learned about women's leadership, about how to deal with problems and real situations like I don't know what's the real name, but problems that I don't know the name in English, but real problems that women currently face right now. And well, it was very important for me these sections about women leadership because well the world need more women leaders, and I was amazed to when I came back, not only share what I learned, but also share with even with my mom. It was very important to share with her different aspects of how the world's face and see women as a leader and so on. And about religion leadership, well, it was amazing. You learn about well, Hansen leadership programs is uh, is uh, occurs in a Catholic university. But anyway, doesn't mean anything that just because you're Catholic, you are from another religion, you can't participate. And this section about religion and leadership panel, it was taught for us about different religions. I didn't have the opportunity to talk about, for example, a Jewish in my whole life. I had the opportunity during this program, and we have a lot of opportunity to talk with other religion like Buddhism, and which was the another one, Edgar. It's because I just know in Portuguese. Edward.
Yep.
The religions that the speakers were. It wasn't Jewish.
Yeah, it
The
was
other one.
Jewish people. Also they represented the Christianity.
Yeah, it was amazing. I took a lot of notes because it's important. I'm Catholic, And it's important to know that another religions are important too. I mean, we have different cultures and different aspects of cultural life, and it was important for me to face different religions and different aspects of human life and consider their religions because it's important for us as leaders. And human rights leadership, this section was very important for me because as a lawyer, I needed to like the tools, like the way of speak, the way of speak with different authorities. And during these sections about human rights and leadership, a lawyer uh, specialized with human rights in United States taught us about how is his daily life being a lawyer. Race and leadership, of course, is important for us too because of the multicultural participants. That's the beauty of the program, that you have the opportunity to meet different people from all over the world. Democracy in America, yeah, it's important too because the programs is settled in United States. And for me, I like to see the news about the United States, but hearing about the politic about the United States in the United States is a whole different approach. So it was very important for me to face how the democracy in United States in America is built, how they think, and to tell the differences between our countries, between Armenia and Nepal, and so on, uh, regarded United States. Public speaking and presentation skills. Well, being a leader is not only about talk to everyone, to a lot of people. We can be leaders even in low profile. I mean, being a leader is to inspire people, but doesn't mean that you need to talk on the stage with everyone. You can be a leader in your own style, like Nyla, and she wrote poetries, and it was amazing. Queen, she wrote poetry too, and it was her style of being a good leader, and I learned a lot with her. And negotiation conflicts, well, uh, negotiations and conflict resolutions and mediation, I think that I can resume these sections about trust. You need to trust in yourself and try to trust the other part. So during this section about negotiation, conflict resolutions, and mediations, you learn about trusting yourself, trust in your own story, trust in your own reality. So overall, I think that the program curriculum is based on that. You learn about a lot of things, but mainly about leadership and trust.
Thank you, Carlos. It was really detailed from each section, and you mentioned also people that we met during the program. It was really detailed presentation. Thank you very much. For the next part, I would like to ask Sushmita to present the exploring American culture part, please.
Okay, so like apart from the sessions and apart from the training and everything out there, we definitely like HLI definitely has a lot to offer to everyone. And so about the program curriculum, exploring American culture opening reception. So opening reception basically takes place on the second day of HLI, that's 2nd of July. And during that time, it's as it's mentioned that like by its name, it's reception. So we have like interactions with the people, with all of our friends out there, and it's just the second day in our new home. So it's basically a time where we got to know each other, and we will be like, okay, so I come from this country, what about you? Like, how is it in your place? And it's more about talking about how is life back home. And more than that, we also get to meet the people who have chosen our applications. Like every year, HLI gets more than thousand and thousand of applications, and out of them only 20, like usually 17 from international platform, and then the 3 from American are chosen. So basically it makes a cohort of 20 people. So yeah, definitely the people who have chosen us, we can like meet and greet them and ask them that, okay, what actually influenced you guys to make choose us? And that's actually a very overwhelming conversation with them, as they say that, okay, I was really touched by the things you have mentioned out there. And to my surprise and to everyone out there, like the application we write is definitely around this time of the year, like it's between the October till January, and when we hear our result, it's definitely March, and when we actually go and attend the program, it's July. And then like basically we forget what we have actually written after word by word, and the people who have actually chosen us, they remember every single line from our application, and they quote that, okay, I was actually surprised and amazed, and I was touched by the line you wrote in this paragraph, like how you share about your life, how you share about the experiences you have. And that makes us really feel connected with them, because like it makes us feel like, okay, they have actually read it for more than 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, I don't know, like maybe more than any couple of times, so that they have chosen us from out of the pool of applications out there. So the reception is very important. The reception is very beautiful. We get to connect with so many like-minded people all across the world. It's basically the first day, and during this day, we even like click group picture, and it's like, okay, we are in our new home, and let the journey begin. So yeah, basically the opening reception is where you just meet and greet people, and you just meet your fellow friends, you just meet the people who have chosen you. It's a very beautiful day. I mean, like, it's a very beautiful evening because it happens during the evening time. I just like break the bubble, but yeah, it happened during the evening time. And I must say that the sunset of San Diego is really breathtaking, and you'll just enjoy the reception with the sunset and everything. And that's our group picture. You can even see me, like I'm the one who is holding my country's flag. That's Nepal flag, and you can see my other friends as well. So yeah, that's the beautiful cohort of 2024.
Thank you very much, Sushmita. Yeah, as you mentioned, I was shocked to discover that I knew that many people apply to AGLI, but I didn't know that just 1% gets in. And when I knew that these people are in the 1%, it was like shocking for me. I would like you also to mention the part of essays, that we have the printed essays as well, and other
Yeah, I
participants
mean, we
reading
have
it.
that on our slides. We can discuss it later about
Later
this.
on. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, cool.
I will let Carlos to continue to speak about the challenge course.
Yeah, the challenge course for me, it was the funniest part of the program. But it has a meaning about this, because you will overcome challenges not by yourself. You overcome challenges with your partners, with the other fellows. So, for example, to cross the rope, we needed the help of everyone. But during this challenge course, you learn about overcome your fears and overcome everything that holds you back. So I think that resonates with me, and it's very important, this challenge course, and it was very fun. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Carlos.
Okay, I
We
would
want
like to
to,
add something more
yeah,
on this slide because I cannot hold back myself not sharing the experience. So yeah, the challenge course, it basically takes place during the third day of your HLI, and the major concept behind the challenge course, as Carlos stated, that it's all to get us all together and then be for one another while doing so many different courses. As you can see, like we are hanging in the rope, and then we are in the tower of a tree, and it's like having back support from one another. So basically in this day we discover our weakness, we discover our strength, like whoever is powerful, like make sure that the other person behind them is also okay and that person is like not falling from the rope. And during my time, during like our challenge course, Edward and me, we were in the same group, and man, this he has always given me his hand and he has stated me, okay, Sushmita, I'm right here. You should not be terrified of anything. I will hold you no matter what. You'll not fall from the cliff. And that was like really motivating. So by the end of the challenge course, we all become like from friends to family. Actually, this is the day like we convert from friends to family, because everybody out there during that challenge course has saved our life. And like whoever saves our life, we owe them back, and they are very close and special to us. So yeah, the challenge course is the most beautiful part of HLI, and it is done before, just to create that bond, like before the session starts or before the trainings are done.
Yes, exactly. Whenever I speak about challenge course, it is like too many details, too many stories, because with every rope passed, we created a memory, because each time someone would fall and someone would catch them. So it was hilarious, at the same time frightening, and it created a bond that will never be able to break. So for the next part, I would like to ask Sushmita to present the 4th of July celebration, American baseball, and Old Town Trolley Tour.
Okay, so the 4th of July again, it's, oh my God, we are gonna give them the entire tour from day 1 to day 21. Okay, so basically during the 4th of July, it's a national celebration in United States of America. So during that day, we all like pack our bags and then pack some good food, and then we head to a public place and where the march happens and where the like singing, dancing, and so many things happens out there. It's basically the celebration of Independence Day of America. So yeah, 4th of July is also a very special event out there, because like during this day as well, this is right before challenge course. So like the first day during the challenge course, we are having so much of thrill and so much of chill, like, oh my God, we might die, this might be the last day of our life. And the second day, we just get to come out to the community of United States, share a park with a lot of Americans and a lot of people out there who has been living in America. And then it's a beautiful moment where like everybody comes, sings, dance, and celebrates the day. And the other is American baseball. HLI has like, it's not only about sessions, it's not only about training, as I have said it before. It's more about fun, it's more about the experiences. And it's like during the 21 to 22 days, you get to experience the best American life anyone could have. Like, I mean, not even all Americans have lived this life. We were offered a very great and wonderful time out there. So during the baseball program, we are taken to a baseball ground where the two like teams, they play the baseball. Actually, in my country, there is no such game, so it was my first experience experiencing the baseball in like in live. I mean, like I have seen that through the YouTube and everything in this like internet generation, but still like watching American baseball in the stadium, like shouting and then like making noises with all our friends is so fun. And that is the picture. I mean, like I can even spot myself out there. Yeah, that's me. Is that you? Oh, Edward is also there in the front. Carlos might be in some other picture. Okay, so and the last
And
one,
did
the
you
Old
learn
Town.
anything about? Did you
About
learn
this.
anything about baseball? The
Oh,
rules?
oh no, not at all, because I'm not the player. It was all about fun out there. No, all about fun and the chips. Definitely the chips. It was all about the fun, the
Yeah.
chips, and some good photos. So yeah. So moving on, the last one is the Old Town Trolley Tours of San Diego. So basically this bus, I mean like this bus holds a lot of memories, because this is actually done during the last of our days while we are in San Diego. So it's very special, because we are in our mind that, okay, we are leaving very soon and then it's gonna be end very, very soon. So we have to make most out of it. We have to enjoy this time. That is how the bus goes on. So basically during this time, we are given with maps and we are like asked wherever we want to stop, we can explore that place, and then we can again hop in and hop off. That's the concept of this bus. So basically it's like we just get inside the bus, and if we want to like come and explore some places, we just get down and explore that place. And after some time the other bus come, the one with the same, this like the old town trolley tours, the logo, and we are also given with a small cute logo that we are supposed to attach it to ourselves, so that we can show the bus rider that okay, we are the part of this for today. And then we get to hop in and hop off, and we get to explore so many beautiful and so many different places of San Diego by ourselves, and that's very beautiful. I mean, like, this is the only time where we are like said, okay, just go and enjoy life, just go and explore the San Diego by yourself. So basically during this time we become the tourist on our own, and then we just hang out with our friends and then eat some good food around the places. So yeah, this all was very amazing, guys. I mean, like, I wish you all very good for your application. Like, whoever gets in gets to live the best days of their life.
Exactly. I just got back my memories to the day of trolleybus, and it was amazing. Losing each other, finding each other at different corners of San Diego. It was one of the best experiences, especially knowing that you are departing like in 2 days, one day. It was really amazing experience at the end of the EJLI. So I would ask Carlos to give us more details about the funny games that we did, the escape game, SeaWorld, and Hunt. Go ahead.
Yeah, the escape room, it was amazing. It was very fun. Uh, when you go into the building, you can choose between, I think, 3 or 4 scenarios. I chose the scariest one, but it wasn't that scary. I think everyone was screaming, but yeah, that's okay. But it was very fun to see everyone very scary and very worried about everything. I still have the videos. It wasn't I wasn't able to record. I tried, but I couldn't to record. But it was very fun. I just wanted it was a Japanese myth. And anyway, about the Sea World, it was. I mean, I've never went to a water park like that. I was very wet after the program, the trip. It was very fun. I didn't get ill. I thought that I would, but it was very comfy and very amazing. And during uh, this scenario and during this activity, you receive a cut line, so you won't wait the line, so you can see everyone's waiting during the lines, and you can cut the line. It was amazing. I loved this part too. And scavenger hunt, well, for me it was the most difficult part of this program, because I've never done anything like that. It's like Indiana Jones, something like that. You need to find gases, and you need to be very smart. So I was struggling to translate to Portuguese, translate to English, and every my group, they spoke Spanish, so I tried to translate Spanish to Portuguese, English to Portuguese, and I got a lot confused, but I had a lot of fun, and it was awesome. I think that it was most difficult challenge for me to overcome, but we did it. I don't know if we won, but I know that I had a lot of fun. And well, it invoked me the Indiana Jones in myself. So it was amazing.
Thank you very much, Carlos. When you were speaking about SeaWorld, I remembered feeling privileged because AJLI bought VIP tickets for us. So people were standing like 90 minutes in the line, and we were passing like 5-10 times to the attraction and sitting on the. We did actually this water attraction like 5-10 times because we were enjoying it and we were taking all the line, but we enjoyed the day actually. I would like to pass the board to Sushmita to present our country presentations.
Okay. country presentation a very special and a very memorable part of HLI. So basically, during the country presentation, what happens is that like everyone who gets selected for HLI as a fellow are supposed to prepare a country presentation by their own so that they can like represent where they come from. They can tell to people like where they belong, how it is to live in their home country, how is the living structure, or anything, like basically how it is to be born, to brought up, and to spend the time like we have spent it till date in our country. So yeah, country presentation holds a very special memory for me, because like every one of us were presenting about our country. It was more about exchanging our culture, exchanging our like pictures of our family, where it stated, okay, this is my parents, this is me, this is my sibling, and everything such that. And more than that, it was more about our festivals, more about our food, and then how it is actually to live in the country, how what is the economy looks like, how are the geographical conditions, and everything. So basically, it was a moderated like session where we were exchanging about how it feels to live. Like, okay, if I was presenting of my country, I basically told everyone how it feels to be a Nepali and how it feels to live in Nepal, and then how actually Nepalese are like welcoming and then very wonderful people. That is what I told everyone out there, and as we are. So basically, it's a platform where we got to share about our home, about our people, about our stories, about our cultures, and about everything. So like this happens every day throughout the tenure we spend our time in HLI, and then we got to learn from every new fellows. Like, okay, so when Edward was presenting, we were like, okay, so this is the Armenian cultural dance. Okay, so they dance like this. Okay, so after the session, we have to perform this dance. So it was wonderful and fantastic. And as you can see in this picture, like Carlos, he came and gave all of us like Brazil flag, and we were like, okay, Neymar, Neymar, and we were doing this and that. So it was more about like who is the famous person from our country, or what our country actually stands for. And when I was presenting my country, I definitely mentioned about like Lord Gautam Buddha, and then Mount Everest, about Holi, about Dasai, about Tia, like about everything that I could include throughout my presentation to make it more engaging and to make it more like contentful, so that people can remember for who I am and where I come from. So country presentation is the best part. I mean, like everything is best part. So yeah, definitely country presentation was also a very best part of our entire journey. Like we could learn from one another, and we could just share, like we were actually in home, but we were also sharing about our home.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Sushmita. It also reminded me about the days that we were coming back from courses really tired, but we were so excited to go to the common room because we had like 3 country presentations going that day, and we knew that it will be really exciting, amazing, and we will have a lot of fun. So it was the part that was bringing back a lot of energy. So after this part, I would like to ask Carlos to present the last best part of the Hansen Leadership Institute. Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, during the graduation cruise, I mean, it's a mixed feelings because it's the last night with everyone. So it's a mix of joy, nostalgia, sadness, and so on. But also, you can choose a different food to eat. I choose duck. I've never eaten duck in my whole life. It was very amazing. So it's like a fancy dinner on the cruise. So I mean, a lot of pictures and everyone having fun. So I didn't talk a lot about the last farewell during the program. So that I think that this last night resonate what the program is, because as you can see, you can see different flags. It's the flags of all of the world. I mean, Hansa Leadership is about this, connecting the world through leaders, young leaders. And during this cruise, you represent not only your own country, but you represent the other countries that comes from your heritage, from your cultural. I mean, I'm from Brazil, and I have this mixed cultural thing that my neighbors from Argentina we share, even though we don't share the same language, we share the same culture. I have my fellow Daniel was from Mexico. I could create a bond with him because we share the same cultural things also. But the Hansen Leadership Institute, the final dinner and the final night resonates the what represents you to the world, the leadership, the union to everyone, and also this is the last day, and you receive a certificate that you complete the program. So that's it. I think that I'm still imagining myself during this last night. I met a lot of people, even the sponsors of the program. They were there, and also the speakers, the professors, everyone. It's like the friends reunion. I mean, everyone is get together, and everyone that make part of your life during the programs, they are there. So if you want to talk with the professor, this is your final chance to talk with him in person during this program. And that's it. I learned about a lot of different countries and different names that I didn't even know that existed. So it was very fun. And also, I mean, it's the last hugs, and you are, yeah, that's it.
Okay, so let me add as well before Edward speaks, because like let me grab the platform anyway. So firstly in this picture we have Brad, the hero of HLI. I mean, like let's mention him. And Brad is the managing director of HLI for now. So he's the man behind everything. I mean, like he manages and he sees everything, whether like we are his kids, basically we are his kids, and he's our guardian and he's guardian of HLI. So he is an angel. I mean, like he is very great person out there. So Brad is someone like who has worked tirelessly to make HLI a brand. So during the graduation, as I spoke about the reception earlier, so graduation is the, as Carlos mentioned, it's the last day of our program. So basically, it's a very fancy and privileged thing we all fellow get, because we got like we get inside the cruise, and then it all happens like sea, dolphin, and then hues and like a big ocean around us, and it's very wonderful like to see around the people, and then it's a very beautiful feeling, obviously. And during the graduation ceremony, we basically have a tradition of like as you can see all the flags out there. So basically it's a tradition where we say may peace prevail. So yeah, that's basically when we spoke that okay, the may the peace prevail all over the world, and may there not be, as the leadership, as the course is all about conflict resolution and then international cooperation. So during the last ceremony day, during our graduation, we speak and we just bow to the world that okay, may the peace prevail in the entire world. So it's, and then we also get our certificates, and also not to forget to mention our beautiful and wonderful like our cohort, like the person who were directing us and the persons who were helping us throughout our HLI program, that is Greta the Great and Ethan out there, our directors, like we were there as to support us, to guide us. They are also the past HLI fellow. And overall, like it's a very beautiful ceremony, it's a very beautiful night, and it's like wonderful. And as Carlos mentioned, like we get to eat a very tasty and wonderful foods out there. So yeah, cruise is the again the best, and but also since it's our last day, so it's very memorable, and it's more about reflection. It's more about okay, like we are gonna stay in touch, we are gonna do this, we are gonna do that. It's more about promises, it's more about reflection. So yeah, graduation and cruise is the hardest goodbye of our life.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Sushmita, for mentioning Brad. We will do some disclaimer part, and I would say if you get selected for HLI, you will have the best interview in your life. Because when I was entering the interview for HLI, when I passed to the second phase, and I was expecting with a lot of papers in front of me, a huge interview process. I met Brett during the interview, and I didn't want the interview to end because we had so beautiful conversation that I could speak for hours with Brett, and I didn't want the interview to end. Also, Sushmita mentioned the two other people standing on the other side of the person holding the certificate. The person is Alexandra Sasha from Russia, one of the participants from our year, and two other people are the coordinators of the program, associate coordinators, Greta and Ethan. Greta is from Armenia and Ethan is from the US, and they were the integral part of the program. There were people who were participating in the program. People, please keep the microphones muted to not disturb others to hear, please. So for the coordinators part, I would like to mention that each year you will have some previous colleagues, the fellows of the program, who apply for the program and come again to the program that year, and they will guide you through the experience as they had the previous year. And Greta and Ethan were integral part of this beautiful program. And maybe later on you will see me, Sushmita, or Carlos if you get chosen for HLI.
I hope so, like finger crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thank you guys for presenting, and we will pass already from the experience part to the application part. Now I would ask probably already Sushmita, right, to present the eligibility criteria for HLI program.
Okay, so this is something that you can find in the HLI Google platform. I mean, like it's all written there, but however, let's discuss about this as well, because all the fun, all the wonderful things to attract for HLI is now gone, and let's come to the reality, like how you can actually get into the HLI. So basically, first thing, the eligibility criteria is that a person, whoever is applying, should be between 20 to 25 years old, and that should be like he or she should be, or whoever like they identify as, should be from 20 to 25 years old till the July 1st of 2025. I mean, like if your age is gonna cross out of 25 during the July 1st 2025, then you are not eligible to apply. And then you should definitely be someone who is undergraduate with 1 year of college, university, or graduate student plus international relations, diplomacy, international economic development, etc. interest. I mean, like you should definitely be someone who has interest in leadership, who has interest in international relationship, diplomacy, and the international, I mean, like global scenario and global platforms. So basically, you should be someone who is enrolled in undergraduate study program that basically refers to undergraduate studies, or in some sectors of the world it is also known as bachelor's level. So you should be someone who is doing your undergrad student. You should be someone who is an undergrad student, and definitely, as the program itself states, that it's a program about leadership, and then so you must be someone who has leadership potential and who has demonstrated it outside the common group of people. I mean, like it should be done among the community or nation or region. I mean, like you should not limit, or you should not concise yourself within the few people. I mean, like you should definitely make impact among a small, but it should be a very impactful circle. And then for that implies for all the applicants, and then for the international applicants like us, I mean, like myself, Edward, and Carlos, we all are international applicants. And international applicants refers to everyone out of United States, because only United States students, they are referred as national applicants. So definitely, as we are not people who are native speaker of like English language, so there must be an academic advisor who can verify our English proficiency. So you should not be someone who has like IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo status. I mean, like it's not necessary, but your professor, someone who is very close to you through your academics, should prove that okay, this person is potential with the English is familiar with the English, and definitely, I mean, like that makes sense as like the entire application process is in English. So definitely you should be someone who has a good knowledge about English language. And then obviously in order to travel to United States, you definitely should have an international passport, and that should be valid. And if someone has a passport which is expiring within the 6 months, I mean, like when the program starts, and then if the passport is going to be over within the 6 months, then you definitely should like go to your respective place where the passports are issued and get yourself a new passport so that you can have a very smooth and wonderful travel arrangements. And also preference will be given to those who have never traveled to United States before. So yeah, like if you have not traveled to United States before, and if you are potential and they have chosen you, then they will give you chance to come and explore the beautiful place like San Diego, our home. And also, if you do not need to, okay, I cannot see the last one, but however, can you just minimize it for me, Edward? Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, I can cover that because I have been like going through all those things last year at this time. I mean, I can still remember what might be there. So yeah, while applying for the application, you don't need a US visa. I mean, like you can just apply it right now. And once you are shortlisted, then you will be called for interview process. And once your interview process is done, then they will provide you with the I-20 letter and all the necessary documents that your government requires in order to give you visa. So basically, they will do everything from their end, from the international relation office. They will be giving us the paper, they will be giving us the document, and through that document, we can finally go and apply for the US visa. And definitely, like once you get inside that hall with J1 visa status and ask them that, okay, I'm going to represent my country in United States of America and I'm going there for HLI program, then definitely the visa officer will be like, okay, congratulations, have a wonderful summer in San Diego. We hope that you will come back with so much of good memories and everything. I mean, like the visa interview, like the process is very smooth, and the visa officer treats you as if you are some kind of very big celebrity out there who's gonna make difference and impact in the world. So yeah, the visa process is also very smooth. So to everyone out there who might be worrying, like, what if I don't get visa later on, don't be like afraid, because like once you are selected by the committee and once you are invited as a HLI fellow, like the whole United Nations will open their arms and they will be like more than happy to welcome you in their country, because you are someone who is making difference, you are someone who is there to change, and you are someone like who is an outstanding leader from your community. So yeah, definitely United States, they all try to bring the best persons out from the world. So yeah, they open their doors with a very wide and happy faces. So don't worry about the visa process, but as like while applying for the application, don't you even think about it or don't be bothered by it, like, oh, what if I don't get it, because once you get it, like it's sorted, you all are flying to San Diego. So yeah, that's the criteria.
Exactly. Thank
And
you very
also,
much. Yeah, Carlos, do you
and
want to?
also, I'd like to add that everything is paid, like the visa process and everything that you needed to pay, it's everything covered. So you don't need to worry about anything.
Exactly, yeah. It's an important thing to mention that the program not only covers every aspect of the participation process, but the pre-participation process as well. So if you need to pay for your visa, the organization, the AGLI, is paying for the visa process as well. And I would like to say not to worry about the visa process, taking the example of our last year participant, Anna, who was coming from Cuba. And if the USA Embassy gave the visa to participant from Cuba, make sure that you will get the visa. So it was when they met Anna was coming from Cuba, and the people who let her enter the country, they said that it was the first student visa from Cuba they saw in the last 1 year. Imagine how strong is the application process of AGLI that they let the person from Cuba to participate in AGLI program. So no worries about the visa process. Everything will be covered. Everything will be organized. Our next slide speaks about the application deadlines. Carlos, can you please cover the application deadlines?
Yeah, the deadlines. It will be on January 10th. So I think you have 10 days. It's so you still have time. I don't advise you to apply the last minute because it's a long process, and sometimes the site could be floated about with everyone applying at the same time, so you can lose your application. You need to upload a video on the site. So I think that it's important to record the video, even though it's not mandatory. So you receive the results at the mid March, but first you will have to have an interview with Mr. Brad to talk about you and other questions that he had. Well, you still have time, so don't worry. Personally, I applied on the last minute, but I don't recommend this because it was very crazy here. But thanks God, everything went well. And everyone all over the world, they are applying in different time zones. So I think that you don't need to worry that much, but you need to do something. I think one essay by day, I think that's enough. And you need to send an email for your professor or anyone who knows you to talk about you, because they will receive an email to fulfill the form. So I advise you to choose wisely who you want to represent you, to talk about you. You should be someone who knows you well and talks about you, your goals and aspirations and everything. Because, well, and the program, the Institute Hansen, they will read everything. So it's all the essays. It would be a lot of people, even ex-fellows, they will read the essay. So it's important to uh, be aware of that. That's not only one person, so it's a lot of people participating of this family, because Hansen Institute about is about family and so on.
Exactly. Thank you, Carlos. I would like to ask you to talk also about the interview part, because we had also a question I saw in the chat. People asking if there is a second part. Can you mention more details about the interview part as well?
The interview part, well, they will read about your biography, about your essay and everything. They will check if it matches. Also, Brad asked me a lot of things during the interview. I was very nervous because, well, I didn't know that if my English would fit, and I was worried about my English. I've never participated of so handsome and so beautiful program like that. So I was very nervous, and well, and a piece of that advice that I received before the interview was to keep calm. But well, sometimes doesn't work, but you need to try. And during the interview, it's not like staged or something. They will ask important questions, and you need to answer. I don't know if the question was for the same for everyone. So it would be like a surprise, like it was for me. And you need to be prepared about answering questions about you, about your community, and what you hope with this program, and what you can bring something new to the table. So yeah, overall, it was a very enjoyable time during the interview, but it's an important step before the program start. So you need to be prepared, but not worry that much. It's an interview like any interview that you will have during life. So don't worry that much. And well, overcome this first step that applying during in the on the site, and what will happen will happen.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you very much for details. So after the applications being submitted, later on in March, you will get the beautiful email notifying that you are chosen to proceed to the interview phase, and you will have the famous interview that we talked about. It is I think it have become the favorite interview for every HLI participant. Next slide will be the how to apply. I believe if you started to fill in the application, you probably saw this page, and we will ask Sushmita to give more details on each section, like how she did it and share her personal experience a bit.
Okay, so basically, this is the space. I mean, like, this is the place where it all gets started. I mean, like, if you crack it, if you like manifest every day, like while typing, because this is not a deal that you will be able to complete within a day or within 24 hours, 48 hours. I mean, like, you definitely have to engage yourself. You definitely have to dedicate your time a lot for the application, because the best make you make, the more better chances is there that you get into the program. So yeah, this is the place, this is the platform where it all begins. So definitely, like, okay, as I say, like, I hope that Edward, like, it's very clearly visible, but still, like, okay, if you can point it out, then it's gonna be smooth. Okay, so firstly, like, start here. Okay, so this is the place, as I've said, that this is the place where it all gets started. So during this eligibility criteria, it's basically mentioned that of what age you are, like every like questions that's the basic questions out there, just to answer it by you guys, just to check whether you are eligible for the program or not. And then the biographical information. Inside the biographical information, you are supposed to fill in the place you come from, and that's like your country, your reason, your location, and everything, like where you come from. And then moving ahead, it also asks that previous visits to the US. So if you have visited any part of the US before, you can mention about it there, and like state the purpose of visit as well, because it's written like why you were there. And you can even mention like if you were there for a program or if you were there for a visit. And I have got a lot of questions in my personal like LinkedIn DM that, okay, I'm someone who has already traveled to US, so does that make my chances very low of getting accepted? But during our own cohort, like two of our fellow friends were someone who had recently traveled to US for their other project purpose, and Edward himself has been to United States before as well. Like it was not his first time during the HLI time. So that doesn't affect your application status, as long as you were there for impact and you can prove that, okay, like even if I was there to visit, I was like, when I got into the state, I could see how wonderful the technology was and how great the people were. I mean, like it's a story you are supposed to create for yourself, like what actually inspired you during the visit of United States, and you can mention about your purpose out there. So yeah, like even if you have visited United States, it's not gonna affect any of your application process, as long as your aces are very stronger and as long as that you have filled up all the sessions very well. And about the travel experience, it's more about like you can mention about your travel experience if you have done in any part of the world. I mean, like it can be Canada, it can be Australia, any other country apart from your home country. You can mention about your travel experience out there. And the next one is activities and interests. So within this space, you are supposed to answer like what kind of person you are, like what kind of sports you love. You can mention about football, you can mention about cricket, you can mention about badminton or any sports you love. You can even mention about chess, you can even mention about like anything you are interested and anything you're passionate about. So yeah, the basically the activities and interests cover up overall your passion for sports and everything out there. And moving on, the work experience, you can mention like if you have worked somewhere, it can be any place. I mean, like basically in other part of the world, there are so many churches. So while growing up, if I was someone who was volunteering inside the church, I can even mention about that. Okay, I was someone who was working after my school or after my college in the church, and I was there to help, I was there to clean. You can even add that as your work experience. But if you do have like work experience related to your own profession, related to any other activities, like if you are someone who is very passionate about community service, then you can mention about your work experiences out there, and you will get bunch of like spaces to write about how it was, like how what you did and everything. So Edward suddenly goes. Oh my God, where is he? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Can you present, Glorik, if you have the slide?
Just 1 minute. I would like to fix the situation. Just 1 minute.
Okay. In the meantime, to all the queries in the message section, we will be addressing this at the end. Right now, we are in the flow of presentation. I mean, like slide by slide. So once we are done with the slides, then we will definitely get back to each and every questions and we'll try to address your queries. So as of now, you can just like hear what we are saying right now.
So you can see it's a lot of information
Maybe
about
Sushmita, maybe you can just continue there are some passages you can just speak about the passages or not. Do you remember the other passages or not? You can just
Yeah, I will definitely do that. Okay, give me a second, all right?
there are a lot of things to write, so that's why I advised you to write earlier as possible, because each sections are different from another. During my interview, I was asked about my previous sports team that I participated. So, well, everything counts. So you need to put everything that you have during these essays.
Yeah, okay. Edward, no, sorry, Carlos, can I continue because I have found the pages
I
of
guess I got the link
like
presentation. Just give me 1 minute. I will open the presentation and you can continue.
okay, cool. That's fine.
Okay, let me.
Okay, Edward is also here. Okay, so as Carlos was saying, like it's already 20th of December and we are around the corner. I mean, like New Year is just few days like from now. So if you have not yet started your application, it's a very humble request. Like you should definitely start it by now because a lot of process involves during the application process and you have to fill up different sections. So like if you plan that, okay, I'll definitely give it a shot during the last hour, or definitely like we'll make it happen during the last moment, then it's gonna be quite hectic and maybe you might not even meet the deadline. So make sure that you start applying for the entire application from now. Okay, so moving on, I was with work experience. So work experience can be of anything, like whatever you have done till date. And apart from that, the academics, awards, and leadership position, you can mention, okay, in this section, you will again get space to explain about like in what sorts of leadership positions you were, what sorts of awards you have received till date, and what sort of achievements you have achieved in your life so far. And the leadership position can be of anything. I mean, like if I was someone who was representing my class as a class monitor, then I can even state about that, okay, I was the CR of my class, or else like I was someone who was looking after the entire people of my classroom and everything like that, or even if you are in a position of some organization where you have worked as member, general member, or if you have worked in some positions, you can even mention about that. So based on your own life experiences, based on your own story, you have to craft and you have to show them, okay, I have lead such leadership positions and I have been recognized with such awards and achievements. So, and moving on, the other is English proficiency. So as I have stated before, that you are not supposed to provide them with any of your IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo scores. It's more about like your academic advisor should verify you that yes, you are someone who is eligible or who can speak English. And definitely, I mean, like the entire application process is based on English, then definitely yes, you are someone who has good knowledge of English. So yeah, and there is also a question where it asks that whether you were taught with English curriculum during your school days or not. So you have just to check the question out there. And the important part of the entire application process, the essays, we'll again further discuss about this essays in next slide. So yeah, there are 3 different essays, and yeah, we will. Okay, can I continue with this? I mean, like, let's complete this so that we
Yes,
can.
yes, with this part. Sorry for technical issue. Yes, Sushmita, for this part also.
Okay, so
we can
basically
continue.
ACE is the heart of our application process. I mean, like, this is the space where everything will define whether your application will stood out or not. So firstly, the first essay is based on your personal statement. And as you can see, there is already clarified person, like how, okay, who is that? Can you
Sorry,
please
guys.
mute yourself?
Can you keep the microphone muted? Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so during the essays, you are supposed to craft your narrative. You are supposed to tell them that who you are, who you actually are. So, like, the first thing I would like to say to you all is that be genuine, be true to your story. Don't try to like complicate the words, or don't try to bring out the different narratives. Just make it simple. Like, whoever will read it should connect with you on a very personal level. So the first application is based on your personal statement. So here you will have the opportunity to answer these questions, and the questions also definitely mentioned there. And it says that why would you like to participate in this leadership or international program? So you definitely should give them reason that why you are dying to be a part of HLI family, like why you should be chosen, why they have to consider your application. And then how have your life experiences prepared for you this program? What do you hope to gain to contribute if accepted into the program? So basically, the personal statement revolves around the platform where you are supposed to like talk about yourself, where you are supposed to say that what you have done in your life so far, and what life experiences has shaped you to become a leader, and why like your story matters, and why it has created impact in the world or in the society where you live. Because like we often feel like, okay, I'm doing something in my community, and we definitely feel like I'm doing this for the people around me. But while you are actually doing something for your community, you are making a difference all across the world, because like people tend to learn and they tend to follow like what you have done here, and that actually makes a very big impact in the worldwide scenario. So yeah, definitely doing your personal statement essay, make sure to connect with the committee member on a very personal level, and make sure that you craft your true self, and you make sure that, okay, this is who I am, this is me, and this is the things I've done so far. So yeah, you should craft your personal statement on a very personal level. I mean, like by name, it's very clear that what you're supposed to write inside your personal statement. And the second essay is on conflict, and also there is word limitation of 650 words. So make sure not to exceed that word, because once you exceed, that's definitely against the rule, and maybe that might affect your application. So make it precise, make it within the word count. And the other is on conflict, and again the questions are given out there. How has conflict affected you and the community in which you are raised? Has your experience of conflict influenced your life and career goals? If so, in what ways? Explain. So about the conflict can be of anything. I mean, like that can be a personal conflict you had with your parents, that can be a personal conflict you had with your partner, or that can be a personal conflict you had with your siblings. That can be anything. Or even if you come from a place where you have seen conflict, I mean, like, just to give an example, I come from Nepal. So while talking about Nepal, there was civil mass movement, and my neighbor country, India, and as I can see, there are so many participants from Pakistan as well. So there was a war between India and Pakistan in terms of border and in terms of everything. And again, like, as we can see, like, there are so many war going all around the world as of now. The war between Ukraine and Russia, the war between Gaza and Israel, there are a lot of wars. So the conflict can be of national level as well. The conflict can be within your community as well. Just to give an example, if I'm someone who has seen conflict while I was growing up, I mean, like, I come from Hindu background, and if I had problem with anyone who were not follower of Hinduism, and I faced that, okay, maybe I was neglected, maybe my religion was questioned, and maybe that was the conflict that I hold during my childhood period, then I can talk about it. I mean, like, the conflict should again be of yourself, like how it has actually influenced your life, and how it has actually shaped the idea of society, and why you feel that the conflict should be resolved in every communities, because like humanity and love and wisdom is something we all deserve. And this is the place, I mean, the entire world is a place where we all are supposed to live with love and empathy, not with like fear or war or like anything terrific. So yeah, again, with the conflict, you are supposed to connect your story, and you are supposed to craft details about how something has actually affected you, but you have overcome the situation, and you have been positive from the situations out there. And moving on leadership. So the last essay, and definitely the Hansen Leadership Institute itself states for a leadership program. So here also the question is divided into 3 subdivision. So it's written that describe a situation in the past 2 years in which you took a leadership role. How did it change you and your perspective on leadership? So they're basically not asking you the definition of leadership. They're not asking you, okay, tell me or define what leadership means to you, who is your best leader or who you look up to. So basically they're asking you, like, if you have been in some situation in your life, like where you have actually taken the leadership role. For instance, if I was in my college, and if I was in a class and somebody just had a pressure stroke or anything, and I was someone who took that person from classroom to nursing room, or like I assisted with that person with ambulance or anything, and I make them convinced that, okay, I was actually taking the leadership role and I was able to make a difference in at least one life, then that story also can stood out. Or there can be a story where I can mention that I work in an organization where we conduct various community service projects in our community, in our society, and I'm someone who is taking lead in all those situations. So yeah, I'm someone like who is leader or who is doing things a leader should do. Then I can narrate my story in that way. I mean, like, it should not be a big story, or it should not be, it's not like that. If you are doing something for the entire or a big mass of people, then only it's a leadership story. It's not like that. I mean, even if you are changing, or even if you are making a difference in one people's life, then that's a leadership story. So you are supposed to craft that story in that essay part, and then you are definitely supposed to write that how did it change you and your perspective on leadership. Probably, like, as I gave example, if I have assisted my fellow friend, like, to going a nursing room or to helping him to get to an ambulance, and then later I stated that while I was actually dragging, or while I was actually carrying my friend behind my back, I felt like, okay, I'm saving his or her life. I have been there. I am actually trying to save that person. I'm not like, I just didn't left him alone to suffer. Then yeah, that definitely changed my perception about humanity. That definitely changed my perception about like how it feels to be loved, or how it feels to love your loved one. So that's how I feel like a leader should be. A leader should be empathetic. A leader should be someone who is very great, or someone, not someone who is very great, but someone who has empathetic value and someone who cares about others. So yeah, that is how I have been shaped. You can even mention such stories. And then again, the second question is there, what does leadership mean to you? So in this section, you are supposed to write what actually leadership mean to you. So for this, I'm not gonna say like what leadership means to you, because like for everyone there is a different idea or different notion about the leadership. So yeah, you are supposed to write what actually leadership means to you. What do you feel about when you think of yourself as someone who is a leader? And lastly, what leadership skills would you bring to this program, and how would you, Edward, I was still reading that. Okay, what leadership skills would you bring to this program, and how would you like to improve as a leader? So they are basically asking you, why should we choose you? I mean, like, what is some unique set of skills that sets you apart from all the applications out there? So make sure to be genuine, make sure to connect with the committee on a personal level, make sure to craft your narrative, and please, I mean, like, it's always better to narrate your own story than to like just imagine or write something, because at the end, the person who is genuine, at the end, the person who keeps it very simple and precise are the one who actually like get inside into the program. Because even while talking about our own fellow friends, I mean, like, we all were people, we were just doing simple activities in our life. We were not someone we were doing great things out in our community, or someone who were like, okay, who were influential leader in our community. We were just bunch of people, we were doing good things but on our personal level. And it was just that we were able to convince them that, okay, we have this vision, we have this vision of creating a better world for all of us. So yeah, definitely we deserve to be part of your family, so don't you want to get us? And that was the result. I mean, like, we all got enrolled and we all become part of HLI family. So to everyone out there, while writing essays, be genuine. That's the only suggestion like all of us can give. So yeah, the previous slide, Edward. I mean, like, we are still not done with the application. No, not this one, the previous one. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So moving on, the other part is like academic referee information. So this person should be someone who has been your academic advisor, or someone who knows you on a very personal level on your educational field. So that person should ensure that you are someone who has good knowledge about English. So yeah, the for the English proficiency test, as I said, that you don't need IELTS, Duolingo or TOEFL, but you definitely need an academic referee who is gonna say that, okay, my student is someone who is good in English. So make sure that you contact your academic referee before time, before the deadline, and ask them to write a very wonderful recommendation letter for you as the person you are. And then moving on, the NGO community organization referee information. So basically, the NGO community organization referee information should not be the agency or the organization people. This can be anyone who with whom you have worked, and you can mention that there's someone like with whom I've worked, so they will be writing this on my behalf, and that person should write that, okay, this person has worked with me, and that's why I feel like he or she is someone who is able to create impact in the community, and that person should like vocal for you. And then moving on, evaluation and certification, it's more about like, you will mention that, okay, whatever, I will be following all the rules and regulations of HLI, and also like I am someone who is not, I will be someone who will not be breaking rules and everything. So basically it's a person where you will be talking about your everything, like you will be saying that, okay, if I'll be chosen, then I will be following the rules and regulations and guidelines. And lastly, the transcripts, that's to make sure that you are still a student from an undergraduate level. And that's all. I mean, like, once you fill up all the session, at the end it will say that it's 100% completed, and you can click the submit button with all the manifestation and with all the hope out there in the world to be part of HLI family for the 2025 cohort. So yeah, like, I mean, like, good luck to everyone. My best wishes.
Thank you very much, Sushmita. You went all over the application. Even just speaking about the application takes a lot of time. Imagine how long it will take to write it. So start writing if you haven't already. And at the last moment, if you try to submit the application, there can be technical issues. As imagine, like, how many people, around 3,000 people from all over the world trying to submit the application at the last moment. There will be for sure technical issues. So submit it a day before at least, please. And I would ask Carlos to refer to the references and give some application tips based on his personal experience. Please, Carlos.
Well, some piece of advice that I give would be, well, choose wisely the people that you be your advisor. Should be a person who likes you, a person who knows you well, and can write properly about you. I mean, sometimes we build our application telling our story, but when we choose our advisor, it's totally the opposite. Like, because he or she doesn't know you, and well, it could spoil your application. So I would choose wisely the person who will be like talk about me in a way that I think that it's proper about this application. It should be a person who knows you well about your job, about your experience. It shouldn't be someone who doesn't know you. Not everybody, not whatsoever. So it is the first piece of advice. The second should be send as earlier as possible. I think that on the platform, once you send the email and the other person don't receive the email to submit, I think that you can resend again to him to uh, fulfill the form. I think that on the application you can resend as many as possible. I think that you can change uh, the, the the referee, but you can resend the application. I don't know if it changed, but in my
Yeah.
case, I sent a lot of times. They thought that it was a spam. So anyway, I tried, but and it was worth it. So you need to do something in order to that because it's for you. So you need to do something. And well, this is the my piece of advice that I wanted people to give me earlier, but I didn't have the opportunity of these sections. I didn't know AGLI before applying, so I it was a good opportunity that I could know about this program. So this is my both and main piece of advice. Choose wisely who you want to recommend as a referee and send her as early as possible and try to get him as early as possible. And if you didn't do it right now, do it. Try, even though if they are on vacation, try, doesn't matter. I think that if the person likes you, he will reply. Doesn't matter the situation, even before going to bed. So give the directions, what they should, what's the program about, so they can write properly and they know what they are writing about. It's about you, it's about leadership, it's about community. So this is important. And just the another tip about not only the, I think that's Sushimi's part, but I think that another application tip that I would advise you should be tell your story regardless. Don't do not compare yourself with others. I mean, you have your own story, you have your own personality, you have your own background, so don't compare with each other or with another, even with ex-fellows, not with everyone. We are people who participate of the program, but most of all we are humans trying to do better each day in your own community. The same applies to you. So try to express yourself the way that you want the people to see you. I mean, try to write from the bottom of your heart to try to reach the person who is reading to know you through a letter. So it's very hard. I'm not used to write letters or write about myself. So it was my first challenge during the application to know about myself. I mean, it's easy to talk about other people, other leaders, but it's very tough to talk about you. So a piece of advice that I'd like to receive before applying for this program would be that you need to be yourself right from the bottom of your heart. Do not compare yourself with others, and also try to express yourself the way that you want the people recognize. So that's important. Don't worry about, oh my God, this is beautiful, or this is well written. Sometimes it isn't about this, about just the structure or about anything that you are worried about. It's about it's about you. Biography is about you. All essays are about you. So you need to express yourself the way you like, the way that you want to people read, and the way you want the people to recognize you. If you are a lawyer, you want to be recognized as a lawyer. So if you're a doctor, you want to be recognized such as a poetry, everything. So you need to be yourself. Don't worry that much, because in my personally, I rewrite so many times. I didn't like what I wrote, and but I tried, and because I was very proud of myself, because that's what through these essays I could see myself. So that's the most important piece of the advice that I wanted to receive before applying. So I'm giving to you, and you are very strong just to being here during these sections. 28th of December, you could be doing anything that you want in the world. You are from beautiful countries. You could do so many things today, but you are here because you want the best, not only for you, but for your communities, because all of you are leaders trying to do something better, not only for your life, but for the people you love, for the people you care. So this is the first step that you are taking, and it's very important to show you to show who is reading, to show to the Hansen that you care about each other and you care about the community. So, Sushimitas.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
presenting this part. It's really important. And for the last part, I would like for all of us actually to give the key takes away. And I would ask Sushmita to start to speak about her takeaways from the program.
Okay, that's already mentioned out there, but the major key takeaways for me was definitely the platform, the global platform where I could go and represent my home country. I mean, like that feeling of being called, okay, so you're from Nepal. I mean, it was not okay. I was not there actually as Sushmita with my surname Kimire. I was more like everybody used to call me, okay, so you're from Nepal, from the country where Mount Everest is located, from the country where Lord Buddha was born. And every day the feeling of representing your country out there with the like-minded people, and of course the leaders from different part of the world, it was a very beautiful feeling to represent your home country, definitely. And the second thing was that the bond and the family we create in HLI, I mean, with everyone, and like the friendship we create for the lifetime, and the promises we make that okay, we will definitely be there for one another, and we are still in touch. I mean, we are still through text that okay, I have been doing this thing so far, and the other person updates that I have been through this, and I'm doing this in my life. So basically it's again about the friendship and the family I have built in HLI. And definitely whenever I'll think about San Diego, whenever I'll think about United States, the first thing that will ignite inside my head will always be the beautiful sunsets of San Diego, where we actually shared our life, where we actually dreamed of becoming a beautiful leader the world requires, and the change makers we all should be in order to create a more beautiful world, in order to create a more peaceful world, because we all deserve to be live in a surrounding where we all are surrounded with love and peace. So yeah, that are my major key takeaways from HLI. HLI is not just a place, it's a home, like it's a feeling. And also, okay, the last thing, I mean, like for the rest of my life, I'll always be a very proud alumni of HLI, and that's something like nobody can take away. As much as I'm Sushmita from Nepal, similarly, I'm someone who is part of HLI family. So yeah, that's my new identity out here. So that are my key takeaways from Hansen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sushmita. I would like to hear Carlos' perspective. What were your main takeaways from the program?
I talk about the Hansen leadership during my work, and this is life changing. I'm more sensitive with the feelings of the people. I'm more aware about the problems all over the world. Uh, Everything that I've thought before the Hansen was reshaped the way I deal with different tough situations. I do not talk only, I do not think only about myself anymore. I think more about the way people think. And what I take away about the Hansen leadership is that was the family that I built, regardless the country, regardless the culture. I could learn that, well, people have their own ways of living, and uh, the even though we are from different countries, we are still together from our hearts, and we need each other all the time. I mean, even though we don't talk every day, once we get together, it's the same thing that uh, when we were together, we unite our memories. And I think that everyone who participated of the Hansen leadership didn't take away only the sections. What they did, they take away was the family that we built, the bond that we created. And personally, I'm working harder than before. I'm working towards different goals, and the people who were my fellows, my friends, are my inspirations. Every day I look to the what they are doing right now, and I get inspired to do something better every day. That's what I took away during on our group chat on WhatsApp. Every day we have something new. Every day someone is doing something different, and everyone is building their career towards what we learned on the Hansen leadership. So that's what everyone took away during the program, and that's why I took away too. I'm trying to be a better professional, a better person, a better everything after this program. And people told me that I was different after I came back. I don't know what I changed, because I don't like to think about myself all the time, but I know that I changed something for good and for my own good. And I'm trying to express myself properly and trying to hear in everyone. And well, it's a life-changing opportunity for all of you. So do not be afraid of applying. Try, try as many times as possible, and you get there somehow. You get there. The world is very huge, but at the same time very small. And well, as soon as possible, I want to go to Armenia, to Nepal, to every country. Well, I do not need to pay for stay, so that's an amazing, because I want to know the family of everyone and of my fellows. And well, the people that you meet there will be your family for sure, even though we are in different countries. So apply. I'm telling this to you to envision the future that you are, that are in front of you, because you need inspiration to apply. It's a difficult application, so you need to inspiration to go through this process. So envision yourself in the future in the United States and try to apply, and that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Carlos, for sharing your takeaways. And before going to the Q&A session, we saw a lot of questions in the chat, and we will refer to them. Before that, I would like to suggest all of us to open the cameras and take a picture all together, because we would like to share also this on the AGLI to our colleagues, to our fellows who are waiting to the results of our info session. Our chat in the WhatsApp is really active, and everyone is waiting for the photos from the info session as well. So open up your beautiful faces. We're gonna take a screenshot, and all of you will be captured on the photo. Go ahead, open your cameras. We'll wait for that.
And this is a prophecy. Those people who open the camera will pass to the next interview section.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for those who already opened the cameras. Go ahead, change your places, find a convenient spot, open up your cameras. No matter where you are, it doesn't matter. We want to see your beautiful faces. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. So many beautiful faces.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much. Are we ready to take a picture? So many people. It looks great.
Okay,
Should
so
we
let's
wait for a
take
bit more? Is someone changing the place? Uh-huh. Okay. Now we will take the picture. Smile beautifully.
One,
Okay.
2, and 3 will be like this screen. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Perfect. We have a beautiful screenshot of all the participants and maybe future fellows of AGLI program. We will be so happy that you pass, and we will feel so proud that we help you to pass the election process. And we are sure you will enjoy the interview, the famous interview with Brad. So now we will pass to the Q&A part. And we saw a lot of questions in the chat. To not lose any question, I would suggest you to raise the hands and ask the questions. If it's not convenient for you to turn on the microphone, you can also take again the question you mentioned before or rewrite it in the chat. Saildeep, if I pronounce it right. The first question is yours.
Hi, how are you, sir?
Hello, thank you very much. Hope the same for yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm good. Actually, I want to ask you one thing that currently I'm from India and currently I'm studying in Canada in business administration course. And so, am I eligible for it that I'm already having the experience in Canada regarding the international exposure and all that stuff? Am I eligible for it?
Yeah, first question I will answer myself, then I will pass to Sushmita and Carlos for the next ones. Yeah, all the countries are eligible to apply for HLI program. No matter where you live. Me personally, I'm Armenian, but I was living in France at the time of applying for HLI. So no matter where you live, what nationality you come from, you can apply for HLI.
Okay. So currently I'm studying my first semester over here in Lambton College, Canada. So in April, I will be completing my two semester. It means that 1 year in the college. So as as I was filling the application, am I eligible for it or not?
If you're between 20 to 25, you're eligible to apply. It doesn't matter which academic background you come from.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for active participation. The next question would be Arshman, if I am reading the name right.
Yes, you are reading it right.
Yeah, go ahead
Can
with your question.
First of all, thank you so much for your insightful discussion about the introduction and the essay parts. My question is that is it necessary to write each paragraph for one question, or we can split it into 4 to 5 or just any other number? And secondly, is it also necessary to write the answers in the same order as the questions are asked? So these are my questions.
Okay, so I will be replying for that. So basically, the concept of question is to make you clear what they're actually trying to get in your essay part. So you are not supposed to answer the questions like in paragraph, or you are not supposed to like directly link your answer to the questions. But however, the entire gist of your essay should revolve around the question. I mean, like whatever is asked there, make sure that whether be it in your first paragraph or your last paragraph, you make sure that you answer the everything that actually the question is expecting you to give from your end. I hope I'm clear. So that's only to make you clear what they're actually expecting in your essay, not to ask you like you are exactly supposed to answer this or you are exactly supposed to answer that.
Yes, I asked this question because last time the pattern of questions were a bit different than this term. So the purpose of this question was only to know about the pattern and the sequencing of the answers. And by the way, thank you for your answer.
Yeah, okay. So, however, they're only trying and willing to know you, like you know your story. They're willing to know what sort of background you come from and what sort of things you have actually done to make an impact in the community where you live. So make sure that while answering the essay or while crafting your essay, make sure to make it a personal narrative, as I've stated before, and make sure that your story revolves around the things you have actually done in your life. And make sure to answer the questions out there, but you should not like, okay, so this is the first question, then definitely I have to write this in my first paragraph or the second paragraph. You are not supposed to do that. Like that's your platform, that's your story. You can craft it in whatever way you want to.
Thank you. If you could just answer another question, that would be
Yeah,
really
sure.
nice. You mentioned that it is necessary to be in undergrad. However, I have graduated last year, but still I'm under the age of 25.
Yeah, you
And
are still
interesting,
eligible.
this
Yeah, you are still eligible.
January, 1st January will be my birthday, and
as soon as as great as your application is, if you are able to make them convinced that you are actually someone who has very good potential and you are someone who is willing to be a face of change for the community or for the society you live, it's not gonna matter that if you are if you don't meet that criteria. They're still looking for someone who is under 25. The undergraduate eligibility criteria out there is only to state that someone who is actually enrolled in educational background. So yeah, that's not going to affect your application status.
Thank you so much for your kind answer.
Okay, best of luck for the application.
Thank you very much for active questions. The next one would be from Mohammed, and Carlos will answer the question, please.
Hello, you audible me? Good evening. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I asking you question. I have one question. I was submitted my application, but there I was submitted one reference in my university college, and we have not any add NGO and other reference. So it's a fine one reference.
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, just I'm saying I was submitted my application and add I'm only one reference in my college, university of professor. So it is a confirm immediately and two and one's in the fine.
Like you
two
have
is compulsory and one is also fine.
You have one professor as a referee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
And
you want, I can
you
refer
don't-
to the question. As far as I understood, you submitted just one reference from academic assistant, like professor, but you should submit also the second one. Actually, there were two references, one from the professor and second one from NGO. It's made so that they can address both your competencies academically and also your community engagement. So I think you missed that part. Didn't you have the application, the part to submit also the second reference?
I was already submitted, so I can edit.
Probably it will not be possible to edit, but I would recommend to text to the AGLI. There should be the info email to check if you can submit the second one. But I think it's necessary for the application to be valid, eligible.
But did you fulfill both of referees or just one?
Just I am submitted one referee.
One referee, but you can submit another one referee. Like you need to have two referees. So if you didn't fulfill the another one, you still can fulfill.
And I already also sent by mail and my more documents, recommendation letter, and I am as a author F&B professional. एक बार hospitality book, so I already added over there, and my competition, another activities. So I already submitted my more certificates.
Okay, but you. Okay.
In this case, I would just recommend to text to the info part of the HLI, the email, which you can find on the HLI page, official page, and text them. Ask if it's possible to edit, because we don't have the access to the page, but I think the HLI team will reply to you and try to solve the issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So the next question will be from Samar. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for this session. Actually, was considering to apply during October and November. And then I told myself, okay, I am so late to submit my application, although the deadline is in January, because as far as I know, some scholarships, like how to say it, they give the priority to the people who applied first. So just anxious about that. But thank you so much for mentioning that you have some of you, like they were accepted, although they have submitted their application during the last day. But my question, I have two questions actually. The first one is about the video that Carlos have mentioned earlier. It is mandatory, and I think as last time I checked on their website, it's like whether you write an essay or a video, would you recommend that we do both of them or what? So this is the first question, but then I will ask the second one.
Yeah, it's not mandatory. Thank you for your question, Samar. But it's not mandatory the video. I submitted the video, but for example, Ivan from Georgia didn't submit it, so and he got accepted. So it's not mandatory. Don't worry. But if you want to, if you are comfortable to, well, it's up to you. And also, what's the second question?
Yes, thank you so much. As for the second question, it's about the recommendation letters. Actually, for the academic referee, can we submit, for example, an academic referee, but who is not our teacher in our professor in the university? Because I've been in an academic program and I have an academic director who can write me a recommendation letter. So just wondering if if he can write me as an academic referee.
Yeah, does these persons know you well, who are willing to talk about you in a way that he knows you?
Yes, absolutely.
So it could work. It's not mandatory to be a person who you studied with, like a professor or someone. Should be one person who knows your style of leadership and are willing to recommend you as a fellow for this program, but he needs to give details about you and who you are as a person and also as a leader. So don't worry about if he's a professor or if he's a employer. So should be a person who knows you well.
That's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the questions. The next one, Rahma, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna ask about I mean the recommendation from the NGO or social community that we are involved in, because I've been involved with like into a very small community in my area. So I'm wondering about who can actually give me a recommendation. Is it my friends or what?
I think I will address this question quickly. Actually, the second recommendation letter should be from NGO, so that the AGLI can assess your community engagement and your activity outside of academic spheres. So it would be better to find an NGO that knows you, or you did some kind of volunteering work, because AGLI is trying to choose the leaders that are not only excellent academically, but also engaged in the community life.
Okay, and I have another question. Like, what if that NGO we are no longer involved into that community, no longer, because it is in the past for the formal NGO that I've been.
I think it's not a problem as long as you engaged in the community and in the NGO and you did something. It doesn't matter the NGO exists or not. The person who knows you from the NGO, they can write the recommendation letter and mention the time frame when you performed in the NGO.
And yeah, sorry, but one other question, because it is like an international program, so we need to provide the recommendation letter in English, right?
Yes.
So what if that a local NGO community, how do we supposed to submit the recommendation letter?
Actually, the NGO representative who will write the academic letter for you, should also assess your English knowledge. So you should choose a person who knows English, so that the person could assess your English knowledge as well, because it's highly important for the AGLI to have a person who can communicate in the English to benefit from the program fully.
Oh, so the recommendation from NGO can be written in our native?
No, it should be written in the English so that the person could recommend you also as an English speaker. They will be asked to assess your English knowledge as well. So the recommendation should be written only in English.
Oh, I see. It's pretty clear now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. The next one would be the question of Natalie, and I would ask Sushmita to answer the question.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Hi, I am Natalie from Brazil. I have already made my application, but I have a doubt because in the video that I sent, I made a mistake. I just showed a little of my volunteer work. I didn't talk about me. I want to know this can damage my application or hurt my application.
No, not definitely because hi first hi okay. So
Hi.
basically it's not gonna affect your application at all because you have definitely crafted what you have done. You have definitely shown your work out there, and throughout the application process you have in the essays and in every section you have mentioned about the work you do, you have mentioned about who you are. So it's not gonna affect your essay. It's more gonna be like more impactful. I mean, like you have shown all your work in the video, so it's gonna be great. Good luck with your application.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. And the next one would be from Christina.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, thank you for the session, first of all. And I have a couple of questions, honestly. So the first one is, in what section is the place we can upload the video? I mean, attach the video. What and the second one is, what are we replacing with the video? So we attach the video instead of the personal essay or the whole section of questions, or how is it going to be organized?
Oh, thank you very much for the question. I would address it quickly. There is a special part in the beginning of the application, and it's optional. You can upload the video or miss the part. It's not mandatory to upload the video, and you don't replace it with anything. There is a special part dedicated to submitting your personal video. It's made so that the people will be given the fair opportunities. There are many people who speak better. There are many people who write better. So it's balancing the opportunities for the people applying to the program.
Oh, well, I see. So I have my second question, if I may.
Yep.
So what kind of messages are each of my referees receiving? So do they have to make a reference letter, like prepare it for sending it back, or there is gonna be a questionnaire sent to them, or how for each of the referees, how is going to be done?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. So it's like link made only for referees, but as far as I know from the last year, the referee receives a questionnaire where the person should assess your knowledge of English and some other questions, and the person will be given also a part to submit the recommendation letter.
So it's both of them, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you too. And the next question would be from Rajneesh.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yep.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for an insightful session. I'm from Nepal, and I love to hear from my fellows Nepalese Susmita Dey. It's really great to hear from her. I had filled this form last year as well, but unfortunately, I could not get as I had filled this at the last moment. Last year I got about this in at the last moment. So yeah, so I have a few questions. Firstly, we do video is optional. I think video is also one of the important aspect that can help to make someone stand out from the crowd. So I basically want to ask what sorts of informations one can include in that video so it can be much more impactful, and also Last year, what I did, I shoot the video and I had matlab I just voice over it, and I did not show my face. So, do you think that showing the face and shooting in a normal environment will help, or we can show our achievements, our certificates, and then just voice over? First question is this. And second question, can we submit more than two references? Suppose if we have, uh, can I submit more than two academic reference and two NGO and other volunteer experience?
Okay, so hi Rajesh. Okay, am I so okay, Carlos? Do you mind? I mean, like as I've spoken to Brazilian one, you can take over this. I don't mind. Okay, you can just answer him. I mean, like
And
I'm already connected to him through
yeah.
LinkedIn. I might help him, like if he needs further details. But yeah, definitely, Carlos, please address the question. Sorry.
No worry. But about the video, I mean, if you don't want to show your face, well, it's a video, but it's not mandatory. It's optional. So if you are comfortable to show your face, that's up to you. If you are not comfortable, you don't need to submit. It's I think that what you said about stand out your application, yeah, that could be a point, but it's not something that it will be well make a lot of difference once it's not mandatory. So don't worry about that. I worried about this video. I didn't know that it was optional. I wouldn't submit if it wasn't mandatory. But anyway, I did it anyway. But don't worry. I was talking about this video section with other participants, and they were worried also about submitting the video. But well, they tried. Some people tried. Some people didn't. So it's up to you. What you need to fulfill is that what makes you stand out between your community, between your country, between everyone, is that you need to be true to yourself during this application, not only in the video, but what you wrote is more important. And about the referees, it's not possible to submit more than two. It's mandatory to submit just two. So you need to choose wisely and send to you once you fulfill the name and the email and everything that you need to about the referee. They will receive an email, and this email will have a link, and they will submit through this link that you do not have access, just the referee. So it's in English. They need to know English, and that's a tough part too. I face struggles with this part, but thanks God my referee knew a little English, but he knew that I had English practice and courses. But anyway, just two referees you have the opportunity to send and submit the link.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your answer, Carlos. I hope it was fulfilling. And if not, I'm happy you have the Sushmita's LinkedIn account, so you can address. So we also will put our LinkedIn accounts in the chat as well, so that you can ask the questions later. We have three questions here. The first one is Salana. Please go ahead with your question.
So hi, and my question is again about the NGO reference. So like, is it strictly supposed to be from an NGO? Because like I'm more involved in my university, so like all of my leadership field is also within the school area. So I was wondering if it's strictly from NGO or is there any space for other reference?
Yeah, Sushmita, do you want to answer?
Sure. So about that, it should not be strictly from the NGO. They actually want to know whether you have worked with some sort of committee or not, or like whether you have worked with some sort of organization or not. As you stated that you have worked within your college or university territory. So definitely you can reach out to them and ask them to write on your behalf and state the work you have done as part of that place or as part of that family out there. So yeah, it should not strictly be from the NGO. It should be from someone who will be able to advocate for the work you have done so far.
Okay,
Am I
thank you so
clear?
much.
Okay, good luck with the application.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. For the next question is Ashman. Go ahead with your question, please.
Yes, my apologies for the another question. Actually, I have certificates which I earned from the community service, but in the portal, there's only transcript. In transcript section, there are two options: transcript 1 and transcript 2, which is optional. So, can we put our certificates in the transcript 2 optional section, because there's no any other section for putting the certificates in PDF form. However, there are sections to mention where we can write our achievements, but it is not in any form to upload it as a PDF form. So can we use it, the transcript to optional section, to upload our other miscellaneous certificates?
I think I will answer the question. Thank you very much. I would recommend to use it if you want to put your certificates, but there is no specific section for the certificates because they don't need it at the moment. But if you want to show your certificates, please go ahead and show it. But I wouldn't guarantee that it will be considered that certificate because the section is directly provided for transcripts.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And the last question, Selena, please go ahead.
Hi, I have a question. When they send the link to my reference, can he open my application and see my answers, or he can't?
No, he can't.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, the information you provide in the application is available only to the selection committee. No one else is allowed to see your application. Okay, great. So we have answered the questions from this part. If we don't have any other questions, I would ask also Carlos. Yeah, Carlos put his LinkedIn, and I would ask also Sushmita to put her LinkedIn address so that people can contact us if there are some more questions. And we are putting the last page of our presentation. Feel free to take a picture of the page. This is the official page of Hansen, and you can find all the necessary details that we didn't address in this page. Also, here you will find the information how to contact the Hansen Leadership Institute through email. So thank you very much for taking part in the session. It was a great opportunity for us to share our experience, and it is a great pleasure to pass on the information, the knowledge that we gained through the application. Let's thank also Carlos and Sushmita for their personal experience, their eagerness to share their experience, and their openness to help you and answer your questions. We are really happy to accept you today, and we wish you good luck with the applications. And also a Happy New Year.